Hidden in this audiobook are ancient secrets that mystics have used to shape reality itself. As you listen, you'll discover sacred knowledge that shows how your beliefs alone can transform your world. The question is, are you ready for this forbidden wisdom? Long ago, there was knowledge so powerful that those who had it could shape reality itself. This wisdom passed from mystic to sage through countless generations. It wasn't meant to stay hidden forever. It was waiting for the moment when humanity would be ready for its transformative power. You're standing at that moment now. Ancient truths are emerging from the mists of history. These aren't just teachings. They're living principles that have guided the greatest minds throughout time. Those who mastered these laws could manifest their deepest desires. They transcended the limits that hold ordinary people back. The universe runs on unchangeable laws. They're as constant as the sunrise, as reliable as the seasons. Just like gravity moves the planets and stars, spiritual laws create our experiences. These laws don't care what you say or do. They respond to the unwavering conviction in your heart. Visualization isn't just daydreaming. It's a creative force. When you hold clear images with absolute faith, you tap into the same power that creates galaxies. This ability is sleeping inside you right now. This journey will change how you see reality. Your circumstances aren't set in stone. They respond to focused intention and belief. By continuing on, you're joining an ancient tradition of people who've used these principles to reshape their lives. This transformative power is waiting for you to discover it. Part 1. Unlocking the Forbidden Doors of Manifestation. Chapter 1. The Sacred Law of Manifestation. In a small, dusty bookstore tucked away in a forgotten corner of the city, a young artist named Marcus spent his days sketching between the shelves. His dreams of recognition seemed as distant as the stars. His paintings came from his soul, but they sat unsold, gathering dust in his tiny apartment. One evening, golden sunlight filtered through clouded windows. Marcus found an old envelope pressed between the pages of an antique book. Inside was a yellowed letter, its edges worn smooth by time. The words were written in beautiful handwriting. They told of a sacred law, that belief alone can change reality. The universe doesn't care about your wishes or wants. It only responds to the rock-solid conviction in your heart. What you believe with total certainty becomes your truth. Marcus held this letter tight. He felt its message deep inside. Art galleries had turned him away. Critics had laughed at his work, but right then, he made a choice that would change everything. Every morning he'd stand at his canvas. He'd picture success in his mind, not with desperate hope, but with calm certainty. He knew it would happen. Weeks went by. Nothing seemed different on the outside, but Marcus kept believing. Then small things started to shift. A stranger stopped to really look at his street art. A local coffee shop offered to hang his paintings. A collector spotted his work through the cafe window. The power of belief goes way beyond positive thinking. It's as real as gravity, as steady as the North Star. When you plant a seed in good soil, you don't wonder if it'll grow. You know it will. That's how certain you need to be about your desires. The universe responds to absolute conviction. Doubt creates roadblocks. Pure belief opens doors for your dreams to walk through. This isn't blind faith, it's working with universal law. What you accept as true, deep down in your core, becomes the blueprint. The universe uses it to build your reality. Like Marcus, you're standing at the edge of change. Your life right now. It shows what you used to believe, not what's possible tomorrow. The sacred law is waiting for you to notice it, to accept it. It's ready to respond to your deepest conviction. Here's a ritual to discover this power. Pick one part of your life you want to change. Find a quiet moment at sunrise or sunset, when possibility and reality blur together. Light a white candle for a pure belief. On a blank piece of paper, write, "I now choose to believe," and finish the sentence with what you want. Put this where you'll see it every day. Read it each morning and night, not as a hope, not as a wish, but as an unchangeable fact. Hold this belief like you hold the certainty that the sun will rise. Let nothing shake it. This belief is your first step. It's how you awaken the sacred law in your life. Chapter 2. Perception, your gateway to power. In the middle of a busy city square where thousands of people passed by every day, an old photographer set up his worn camera. His eyes showed the kind of wisdom you only get from watching life through a lens for decades. One autumn morning, Sarah met him there. She was a young woman who'd always felt like nobody really saw her. "May I capture who you really are?" he asked. His voice was soft but somehow commanding. Sarah paused. She usually avoided cameras and mirrors. But something about this man made her step forward. As he lifted his camera, he said quietly, "Show me your true self, not who you think others see." When he showed her the photo, Sarah couldn't breathe. The picture showed a woman full of grace and strength. Her eyes burned with a fire she'd never noticed before. "This can't be me," she whispered. The old photographer smiled. "My lens shows the truth, but your eyes have been clouded by lies you've believed. You see what you were taught to see, not what really is." Sarah came back every day. Each photo revealed more of who she truly was. The photographer taught her his wisdom. Reality bends to match how you see it. Change your perception and watch the world transform right in front of you. Within weeks, Sarah's life began to shift. Co-workers started asking for her advice. Opportunities she would have thought impossible suddenly appeared. When she walked into a room, people noticed. Not because she'd changed, but because she finally saw her own power. You have the same gift inside you. Your perception isn't just how you see things. It's a force that actually shapes what happens to you. The universe doesn't just respond to your thoughts and beliefs. It responds to how you see yourself and everything around you. When you look at any situation, remember this. You're not just watching. You're creating. Your perception sends waves through reality itself, pulling experiences toward you that match what you see inside. What you perceive, you receive. Like Sarah found her true self through the photographer's wisdom, you need to look past your old, limiting views. The world you live in is a mirror. It reflects back exactly what you believe is true. How you see yourself and your place in the world matters more than you think. Here's a simple ritual to discover your true self. Wait until twilight. Find a mirror and stand in front of it with soft lighting. Notice what comes up first. All those automatic judgments and limits you've placed on yourself. Now light one candle. Put it where you can see its reflection in the mirror. Take 3 deep breaths. Let your perception shift. Look past the surface, past all those learned limitations you've been carrying around. Write down one belief that's been holding you back. Then right next to it, write the opposite, a new vision of what's possible for you. Do this for 7 days. Every morning and evening, stand at that mirror and speak your new truth out loud. Watch how it reshapes your reality, just like light pushes away darkness. The connection between thought and matter is real. Dr. Elena Martinez was stuck. She'd been working in her fancy research lab for months, trying to crack a problem in quantum mechanics. Nothing worked. Her equations went nowhere. Every experiment failed. The frustration showed on her face. One evening, as she was packing up to go home, her mentor, Dr. Chen, showed up at her door. This man had spent decades uncovering nature's secrets. Without saying anything, he put an old leather journal on her desk. "What's this?" Elena asked, touching its worn cover. "A tool more powerful than any equation," he said. "Every night, write exactly what you want to discover. See it clearly in your mind." The ancients knew what science is just now proving. Thought shapes matter at its deepest level. Elena laughed. "With all due respect, visualization won't solve quantum entanglement." Dr. Chen just smiled. He knew better. The greatest discoveries started as pictures in someone's mind. Einstein imagined riding next to a beam of light. Tesla saw his motor in perfect detail before he built it. The universe responds to focused thought. This isn't magic, it's as real as gravity. Elena was desperate enough to try anything, so she started her nightly ritual. She wrote in detail about her breakthrough. She felt the excitement of discovery. She saw herself presenting her findings. Nothing happened at first, but slowly, like sunrise breaking through darkness, new patterns showed up in her work. Ideas flowed. Solutions came in dreams. Connections she'd missed suddenly became within weeks. Her research completely changed direction. The breakthrough she'd been searching for didn't come from endless calculations. It came from a moment of perfect clarity, exactly as she'd pictured it in her mind. You have this same power inside you. Your thoughts aren't just electrical signals bouncing around in your brain. They're seeds of reality, ready to grow in the richer soil of what's possible. When you keep your thoughts focused on what you want, you create a blueprint. The universe starts following that blueprint. Think of a sculptor working with stone. They must keep the image of what they're creating crystal clear in their mind while they work. You need to do the same thing. Keep clear, focused thoughts about what you want to bring into your life. The law is exact. Scattered thoughts give you scattered results. Focused thoughts give you focused results. This is why the ancient masters spent years training their minds. They learned to focus on one thing at a time. They knew that repeating thoughts wasn't just wishful thinking. It's how consciousness actually shapes reality. A thought repeated becomes real. The power of focused thinking breaks down the walls between mind and matter. When you hold a thought steady, with complete attention, you create a vibration. That vibration attracts the right circumstances. It brings insights. It opens doors. The discovery ritual, planting your seed of thought. When the sun comes up, find a quiet place where no one will bother you. Light a candle. Let it represent the illuminating power of focused thought. Take 3 deep breaths and let your mind settle down. Pick one goal, one seed to plant in your garden of possibilities. Write it in your journal. Be absolutely clear. Add every detail. Then close your eyes and see it like it's already real. For the next 21 days, spend 7 minutes each morning and 7 minutes each evening holding this thought. Don't waver. Let everything else fade away. Keep only the pure vision of what you want to create. Chapter 4. The Mystery of Repetition. Programming your mind to believe. In the early morning hours before the world woke up, a young athlete named Sarah trained alone on the track. Her movements were precise, but something was holding her back. There was an invisible wall she couldn't break through. Master Wang, her elderly coach, watched from the shadows. He'd guided champions for decades, not just through physical training, but through ancient wisdom handed down through generations. One morning, as Sarah finished her routine, he walked over to her. "Your body is ready with purpose," he said. His voice carried the weight of ages. "But your mind fights back. The ancients knew something important. What you tell yourself becomes your life." He gave her a small scroll, its edges smooth from years of handling. "Every morning, say these words like you mean them," he told her. "Every night, let them be your final thoughts. The magic isn't in the words, it's in saying them over and over." Sarah opened the scroll. The statements were simple but strong. "I cannot be shaken. My strength flows endlessly. Victory lives inside me." At first the words felt empty, strange on her tongue, but Master Wang pushed her to keep going. He explained that water shapes stone by flowing over it constantly, and words shape your mind the same way. Day after day, Sarah spoke these affirmations. When doubt crept in, she turned to them. During training, they became her heartbeat. Slowly, something changed inside her. The wall that once blocked her started to crumble. Through this ancient practice, Sarah learned something huge about how life works. Your repeated thoughts and words create your experience. Think of a sculptor working marble. Each strike of the chisel matters. Your daily affirmations work the same way, reshaping your inner world bit by bit. Repetition has power because it sneaks past your conscious mind's defenses. When you keep saying a truth, it sinks deep. It becomes part of what you believe about yourself and everything around you. This wisdom isn't new. Wise people have known it forever. They understood that words, spoken with belief and repeated with commitment, can change reality from the inside out. Repeated words become living truth. Your thoughts and words aren't just describing your life, they're building it. Each affirmation you speak with heart and repeat with dedication plants a seed. That seed grows in the rich soil of your consciousness. Here's a ritual to discover this power. As the moon fades and a new day comes, create your special space. Light a white candle. It represents pure transformation. Take 3 deep breaths. Center yourself in this powerful moment. Write 3 affirmations on paper. Choose ones that speak to your deepest truth. Say them out loud 3 times. Feel them vibrate through your body. Put your hand on your heart as you speak, connecting the words to your inner self speaks to you. For the next moon cycle, say these affirmations when you wake up and before you sleep. Make them your first and last thoughts each day. Feel them sink deep into your mind, changing from simple words into living truth. Chapter 5. The Alchemy of Emotion. In the heart of an old city, there was a restaurant. It used to be famous for amazing food. Marcus worked there as a chef. People once traveled from far away just to taste his dishes. But something had changed. The spark was gone. His hands moved like a machine. His once brilliant food had become just okay. One quiet evening, his old teacher Yeppe walked into the kitchen. This elderly chef had taught Marcus many years ago. He carried wisdom from generations of master cooks. Yeppe watched Marcus prepare a dish. Perfect technique, but no soul. "You've forgotten the most important ingredient," Yeppe said gently, his eyes catching the stove's firelight. The ancients knew something. Food made without love feeds only the stomach. Food made with love feeds the spirit. Marcus stopped. He remembered the joy that once filled his kitchen. Yeppe led him to a pot of soup bubbling on the stove. "Close your eyes," he said. "Remember when you first fell in love with cooking. Feel that pure joy. Let it flow through your hands into everything you make." Marcus felt silly at first, but he trusted his mentor. With each dish, he started adding more than just ingredients. He added real love, real joy. He poured his heart into every creation. Things began to change. Customers stayed longer. Their faces lit up as they ate. Word spread through the city about food that warmed not just your body, but your soul. This truth goes way beyond cooking. Your emotions are an invisible force. They bring your desires to life. When you mix your intentions with real feeling, they become magnetic. They pull what you want toward you with incredible power. Marcus learned that love turned his cooking from ordinary to extraordinary. In the same way, your emotional energy turns your thoughts from simple wishes into powerful creative forces. The universe doesn't listen to your words or thoughts. It responds to the feelings pulsing through you. This ancient wisdom shows us that emotion is the bridge. It connects thought to reality. When you match your desires with pure, positive feeling, you can tap into a power that's been around since the beginning of time. Your feelings become the spark that lights up the law of attraction. When you feel something deeply, it becomes real quickly. You have this natural gift to charge your dreams with emotional energy. Like those ancient alchemists who turned lead into gold, you can transform regular thoughts into powerful magnets, all through the magic of real feeling. Here's how to discover this emotional alchemy. Find a quiet spot when the sun goes down. Light a candle. Get comfortable. Close your eyes and picture what you want most in life. but don't just think about it. Feel it. Feel it like it's already happened. Let that sense of having it wash over you completely. Feel the joy, the thankfulness, the deep satisfaction of getting exactly what you wanted. Let these feelings fill every part of you. Feel them in your heart, in your breath, in your whole being. Hold on to this feeling for several minutes. Know that these emotions are the exact force that pulls your dreams into reality. Do this every day. Best times are sunrise or sunset. That's when the line between thoughts and reality is thinnest. Chapter 6. Inner Silence. Unlocking the Sacred Mind. In the heart of a shining city, Michael Thompson ran billion-dollar deals from his corner office. His days melted together, meeting after meeting, call after call, deadline after deadline. By anyone's standards, he was winning big. But underneath that polished surface, something was missing. One morning, after yet another night without sleep, his body just quit. It wouldn't move. All that non-stop pushing had finally caught up with him. His doctor didn't mince words. Step back now, or your body will make you. So Michael gave in. He found himself at an old monastery tucked away in far-off mountains. No phones, no meetings, no talking. Just silence. The first few days were hell. His mind wouldn't stop racing. Thoughts, plans, worries all spinning out of control. But as time went on, something changed. In the monastery garden, watching the sunrise paint the sky, Michael felt true stillness for the first time. In that holy quiet, he heard a voice from deep inside. Not the usual mental chatter he was used to, something deeper, clearer. He realized he'd spent years chasing goals that belonged to other people, not listening to what his own heart was whispering. You have this wisdom inside you too. The universe speaks through silence, sharing truths you can't hear over all of life's noise. When you quiet your mind, you tap into an ancient knowing that this silence goes beyond just thinking. It's not simply the absence of noise. It's a doorway to the endless wisdom that flows through everything. In those quiet moments between thoughts, you find what you truly want, free from what the world expects of you. The old masters knew this deep truth. Clarity doesn't come from constantly doing things. It comes from sacred stillness. When you're silent, the fog of fake desires lifts away. What's left is the pure light of what you really intend. In stillness, you hear the whisper of truth. The world's noise clouds your inner vision. Only when you're truly quiet can you see which paths lead to real fulfillment and which ones lead nowhere. Here's the ritual of discovery, the sacred silence. Find a place where no one will disturb you. As the world wakes up, sit comfortably. Let your breathing find its natural rhythm. Gently close your eyes. For the next 11 minutes, embrace complete silence. Don't try to quiet your thoughts. Just watch them pass by like clouds drifting across the sky of your awareness. As your mind slowly stills, notice something. The spaces between thoughts grow longer. In this silence, ask yourself, what does my heart truly desire? Let the answer bubble up naturally from deep within you. Do this ritual every day, best at dawn, when the world itself holds its breath, waiting for a new day. Chapter 7. Breaking Patterns, Reprogramming Limiting Beliefs. Sarah Matthews sat in a busy coffee shop, stirring her untouched latte. Her mind was stuck on another empty day at her accounting firm. Across from her sat Marcus, a friend she hadn't seen in 5 years. The transformation was almost miraculous. Gone was the anxious, defeated person she remembered. In his place sat someone glowing with quiet confidence and joy. "What changed?" she asked, leaning forward. Marcus smiled. His eyes held a wisdom beyond his years. "I discovered that my prison existed only in my mind. Every morning I told myself the same story, that I wasn't capable enough, that success belonged to others, that change was impossible. Then I learned the ancient truth. Our beliefs create our reality. He explained how he'd carefully examined each limiting thought. He questioned where it came from. He questioned if it was even true. These thoughts weren't mine, he said. They were inherited from parents, teachers, society. Once I understood this, I could choose different beliefs. You too carry beliefs that shape your world, like invisible. These thought patterns shape how you see the world. Most of them formed when you were just a kid. They build invisible walls around what you think is possible. But here's the thing. These walls only exist in your mind. They're made from thoughts that were never really yours to begin with. The universe runs on total freedom. It's your birthright to pick beliefs that actually help you. Once you realize your limits are self-made, you found the key to set yourself free. Your beliefs work like seeds. Plant them in the rich soil of your mind, and each thought you water grows into your reality. When you consciously choose what to believe, you activate your power to create your life. The ancient masters knew this secret. Freedom starts in your mind. Your outer world always mirrors your inner beliefs. Change your thoughts, and your reality changes too. True freedom comes from freeing your thoughts. Look at the beliefs that have guided your life. Are they really yours? Do they help you reach your potential? You have the power to choose different thoughts and create a different reality. Here's a ritual to discover your freedom. Find a quiet moment alone. Take a blank page and write down one belief that's been holding you back. Think about where it came from. When did you first accept this as truth? Now create a new belief that matches your highest vision. Write it like it's already real. Change "I'm not worthy of success" to "I naturally attract success and prosperity." For 7 days, start each morning by reading your new belief out loud 3 times. Feel its truth vibrating through your whole being. Watch your reality shift to match this new understanding. This isn't just positive thinking. You're consciously activating the universe's basic law of belief and manifestation. Chapter 8. The Art of Surrender. Trusting the universe's flow. High on a cliff above the Pacific, James Chen watched his savings disappear. His tech startup had crashed and burned despite working himself to the bone. Every morning he saw an old fisherman casting nets into the churning water below. The man moved with such easy grace, like the ocean's power didn't even touch him. One dawn, something pulled James down the rocky path to the shore. The fisherman stood there, weathered by years of salt and sun. For decades, the old fisherman watched the sea. When he saw James, his eyes held a knowing look. "You're fighting the current too hard," he said. James hadn't even spoken. The fisherman showed him how to work his net. He let it flow with the water instead of forcing it against the tide. "The ocean gives," he explained, "but only when you trust how it moves. Fight it, you'll wear yourself out and get nothing." Maybe you're like James. Maybe you're pushing against life's current, thinking you can force things to go your way through pure willpower. But here's the thing. The universe works in mysterious ways. The harder you grab for control, the more it slips through your fingers. Real power doesn't come from fighting. It comes from flowing with life. When you stop struggling and start trusting, you connect with something bigger than yourself. This isn't about giving up. It's about having faith in perfect timing and endless possibilities. Think about water. It never fights. When it hits a rock, it simply flows around it. Yet water always finds its way. That's how divine alignment works. You hold your dream close, but you let go of needing it to happen exactly your way. The old teachings tell us something powerful. Letting go opens the door to real strength. When you stop demanding that things happen your way, you make room for answers your worried mind could never dream up. In letting go, miracles can happen. You're not giving up on your dreams when you release control. You're making space for something even better than what you imagined. This takes faith in what you can't see yet, trust in what you don't understand. Try this sacred release. Find a quiet spot where no one will bother you. Think of something you've been trying desperately to make happen. Feel how heavy that need is. Feel the stress of trying to force it. Now picture your desire as a little paper boat. See yourself standing by a flowing river. With love and trust, set your boat on the water. Watch the current carry it away. Know that the universe will take it exactly where it needs to go. Say these words out loud. I trust in perfect timing. I let go of needing things my way. I give this dream to the universe's endless wisdom. For the next week, whenever you feel that urge to control or worry about your desire, come back to this image. Picture your paper boat drifting calmly on the river of life. Remember this: when you let go of control, you unlock the universe's endless power to help you. Part 2. Using hidden knowledge to transform your life. Chapter 9. Tuning into the universe's frequency. In a busy concert hall in Vienna, a young violinist named Sophia was getting ready to perform. Her hands shook with that same old nervousness. Night after night, she played every note perfectly. But something was missing. She couldn't connect with her audience, and it left her feeling empty inside. One evening, after another disappointing show, she met an elderly man in the empty concert hall. He had this quiet confidence about him, the kind that comes from truly mastering your craft. Your notes are perfect, he said softly but firmly, but you're only playing to the air. The man was Maestro Marcus, a retired conductor who'd once led the world's best orchestras. Music isn't just about making sounds, he explained, walking Sophia to the stage. It's about creating a connection with the souls listening to you. He taught her something new. He asked her to close her eyes and feel the energy of the empty hall. Before you play even one note, tune yourself to the space around you. Feel the collective heartbeat of your audience. Match their energy first. Then slowly lift it higher. Sophia practiced this every single day. She learned to expand her awareness beyond just her violin. When she performed again, something amazing happened. As she tuned into the audience's energy before playing, she felt this powerful connection forming. Her music started flowing from somewhere deeper than her violin. It came from within her soul, and it touched hearts in ways her perfect technique never could. You have this same ability. You can align with the universal frequencies all around you. Think of it like a radio. You need to tune to the right frequency to get a clear signal. Your energy needs to match the frequency of what you want to bring it into your life. The universe works on exact vibrational patterns. Joy, abundance, and love vibrate at high frequencies. Fear and lack vibrate at low ones. When you deliberately match your inner state to the frequency of what you desire, you become a magnet for it. This alignment starts with paying attention. Notice how your thoughts and feelings change your energy. Every moment gives you a chance to tune yourself to higher frequencies. Through conscious choice, like Sophia learning to feel her audience, you can develop a sensitivity to subtle energies. These energies influence your power to manifest. Your energy frequency determines how your reality resonates. The law of attraction doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to the energy you give off. When you stay in harmony with your desire's frequency, manifestation flows naturally. Here's a morning ritual for energy alignment. Sit still. Place your hands on your heart. Take deep breaths while you picture your desire clearly. Feel the emotion of already having it. Is it joy, peace, freedom? Let that feeling fill your whole being. This is your desire's frequency. Now, like tuning an instrument, adjust your current emotions to match. Feel resistance, gently breathe it out. Keep going until you achieve resonance. Stay in this state for several minutes. Let your energy stabilize at this higher frequency. Throughout your day, return to this feeling. Notice when your energy shifts out of alignment and bring it back. In the heart of a busy city lived Thomas, an architect. His designs were okay, but nothing special. For years, he'd dreamed of creating something extraordinary, a building that would transform the skyline while working with nature. But every time he sat at his drafting table, his vision stayed frustratingly out of reach. One night, exhausted from another failed attempt, Thomas wandered into an old library. Among dusty books, he found a worn manuscript. It spoke of mental architecture and ancient art where masters built their creations in thought first. They'd perfect every detail before ever touching pencil to paper. Intrigued, Thomas started spending his mornings in quiet contemplation. He built his dream project in his mind. At first, he could only hold fuzzy impressions, a curve here, a shadow there. But with patient practice, his mental images sharpened. He visualized each floor, every beam. He saw light streaming through carefully placed windows. He imagined people moving through the spaces. He felt the morning sun warming the eastern walls. Rain would naturally flow into hidden collection systems. As his mental blueprint became clearer, solutions to complex design problems started appearing in his mind. It was as if they'd always been there, just waiting to be discovered. The structural problems that once seemed impossible, they solved themselves in his mind's eye. Elegant solutions emerged that perfectly blended form and function. This sacred practice of visualization is more than just imagination. It's the act of stamping your desires into the fabric of reality itself. When you hold a clear, steady image in your mind, you create a template. The universe naturally moves to fill it. Your mind's eye is a powerful lens. Through it flows the formless energy of creation. Each detail you add to your mental picture acts as an instruction to the universal forces, guiding them to manifest your vision. Just like a blueprint guides the construction of a building, your visualization directs how circumstances, opportunities, and resources come together to bring your desire into physical form. The power isn't in casual daydreaming. It's in the deliberate, focused act of seeing your desire as already complete. When you add emotional energy to these mental images, the feeling of achievement, the satisfaction of creation, the joy of realization, you speed up their journey from thought to form. The clearer your vision, the more precise its manifestation. This truth echoes through the ages. What you can see with unwavering clarity in your mind's eye must eventually take form in your physical reality. The universe responds to the detailed blueprints you create through focused visualization. The ritual of discovery, the sacred visualization. Find a quiet space where no one will disturb you. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Let each exhale carry away distracting thoughts. Begin building the image of your desire in your mind. Start with its basic form. Layer by layer, add details to your vision. If it's a physical object, see its color, texture, and dimensions. If it's an experience, imagine the sounds, scents, and sensations. Make the image so vivid you could reach out and touch it. Now step into this mental scene. Feel the emotions of having your desire realized. Let these feelings enhance the clarity of your vision until it becomes more real than your present circumstances. Hold this complete image for several minutes. Allow it to imprint deeply in your mind. Come back to this practice every day. Each time, add new details and make the emotional connection to your vision stronger. In a small workshop at the edge of an ancient marketplace, there lived a master jeweler named Ibrahim. Other craftsmen just wanted to make beautiful pieces, but Ibrahim knew something deeper. He understood that symbols whispered with power, power that could shape reality itself. Every morning, before he even touched his tools, Ibrahim would meditate. He'd focus on the ancient symbols his family had passed down for generations. Then he'd weave these sacred patterns into every piece he made. Spirals for abundance, waves for flow, mountains for strength. His customers picked pieces that caught their eye. They had no idea about the symbolic language hidden within. As months went by, stories started coming back to Ibrahim. A merchant wearing a ring with the spiral pattern suddenly found unexpected opportunities pouring into his life. A grieving widow discovered new strength after putting on a pendant marked with the mountain symbol. A struggling artist found fresh inspiration while wearing bracelets etched with waves. The truth Ibrahim understood speaks to you now. Symbols are bridges. They connect your conscious mind to your subconscious, carrying messages that go deeper than words ever could. These visual anchors slip past your analytical mind. They speak directly to the part of you that shapes reality. Your subconscious mind thinks in pictures and symbols. It takes abstract ideas and turns them into visual form. When you choose symbols that represent what you want and surround yourself with them, you're having a constant conversation with your deeper self. You're reinforcing your intentions at a level beyond thought. Think of symbols as keys. They unlock specific frequencies in your consciousness. A symbol of abundance tunes you in to opportunities for growth. A symbol of love opens you up to connection. A symbol of strength wakes up the dormant power inside you. The most powerful symbols are the ones that mean something to you personally. Sure, ancient symbols carry power from centuries of use, but your own associations create the strongest connection. A simple shape that reminds you of a moment when you won, that becomes your confidence talisman. A pattern that speaks to you about possibility, that becomes a beacon, drawing opportunity closer. Your environment shapes your consciousness in ways that are subtle but incredibly powerful. When you put meaningful symbols where you'll see them every day, you're creating silent reminders that keep working for you. They align your energy with what you want. Every time you spot these symbols, it's like dropping a pebble into the pond of your mind. The ripples spread deep. Symbols speak the language of your soul. They write your dreams into reality. Once you get this, you'll see that every symbol around you either helps or hurts your goals. So pick your symbols like you'd pick your words for a magic spell. Choose carefully. Here's how to find your sacred symbols. Sit quietly. Think about what you want to bring into your life. Let images bubble up naturally. What shapes come to mind? What patterns, what symbols appear? Trust what shows up. Your intuition knows. Draw these symbols, write them down. Keep working on them until they feel just right. They don't need to be fancy. Simple symbols often pack the most punch. What counts is what they mean to you. Pick the one that speaks to you loudest. Make it real somehow. Draw it, craft it, or find it in nature. Put it somewhere you'll see it all the time. Every time you notice your symbol, stop for a second. Connect with what it means. Let it remind you of the life you're creating. In a valley where old wisdom still whispers through the mountain winds, there lived a gardener named Thomas. His vegetables grew fine, but something inside him wanted more. He wanted to understand nature's deeper secrets. One misty morning, Thomas spotted a monk working in the monastery garden up the hill. This wasn't like any garden he'd ever seen. The plants grew in exact patterns, circles inside triangles, herbs spiraling outward, flowers arranged in perfect six-sided shapes. Curious, Thomas walked up to the monk. "Why do you plant everything in these patterns?" The monk smiled and drew a circle in the dirt. "Nature speaks through geometry. Look at any snowflake. Count the petals on a flower. Follow the spiral of a seashell. They all follow these sacred designs. When we build with these patterns, we tap into the blueprint of everything that exists." And so the monk began to teach him. Thomas decided to redesign his garden. He planted seeds in special patterns, spiraling sequences that followed nature's own mathematics. He arranged the flower beds in ancient, meaningful shapes. What happened next amazed him. His plants grew like crazy. They produced way more food than should have been possible. Here's what this teaches us. Sacred geometry. These special patterns and shapes, they're everywhere in nature. They're like invisible highways that energy travels on. When you line up your thoughts and dreams with these patterns, you're basically speaking the universe's language. Think of it this way: your desires are seeds. Sacred geometry, that's the perfect way to plant them. Thomas found out that plants love being arranged in nature's own patterns. Your dreams work the same way. They get stronger when you structure them using these sacred forms. The circle means wholeness. It's perfect for intentions about completing something or finding harmony. The triangle points upward. It's great for growth and reaching higher. The square, that's your foundation. It grounds things and helps bring ideas into the real world. These patterns are already inside you. Your DNA spirals in a perfect ratio. Your cells divide following these same geometric rules. Even your atoms arrange themselves this way. When you consciously work with these patterns, you're speaking reality's native language. Sacred geometry is like the blueprint the universe uses. It's how thoughts become things. The strongest manifestations happen when what you see in your mind matches up with how the universe naturally designs things. When you wrap your intentions in these sacred shapes, you're tuning into creation's fundamental patterns. Here's a simple practice to try. Find a quiet spot, close your eyes, picture a perfect golden circle floating in front of you. This circle holds your intention. See what you want, taking shape inside it. Now watch the circle transform into a triangle. Feel your intention lifting up, carried by divine energy. The triangle gives your desire structure and direction. Finally, let the triangle become a square. Feel your dream grounding itself in physical reality. Notice how these shapes organize and boost your creative power. In the noisy, chaotic heart of the city, a journalist named Michael stared at his empty computer screen. Deadlines were breathing down his neck, but the words just wouldn't come. His fingers floated above the keyboard, frozen. As the sun threw long shadows across his office, someone unexpected showed up. It was the elderly woman who cleaned the building every night. She stopped at his doorway and noticed how frustrated he looked. "The harder you try to grab your thoughts," she said gently, "the more they slip through your fingers." Michael spun around, surprised by what she'd said. Turns out this woman used to be a famous poet. Now she'd chosen a simpler life. "Our minds are like calm ponds," she explained. "When we stir up the water, we can't see what's at the bottom. But when we let everything settle, it all becomes crystal clear." She taught him something simple. Before writing, just sit completely still. Let go of trying to create anything. "The infinite mind speaks in whispers," she told him. "You don't need force. You need to be open." Michael was doubtful at first, but something made him want to try her advice. Every morning before he tried to write, he'd quiet his mind. He stopped trying to force ideas to come. And then something amazing happened. Insights started flowing naturally, like they were being given to him instead of squeezed out. This old wisdom reveals itself now. The infinite mind is like a huge ocean of knowledge, and anyone can tap into it. You just need to quiet your thoughts and listen. Your mind works like a radio. Tune it to the right frequency, and you'll connect with this universal source of knowledge and creativity. When you stop the endless mental chatter, you make room for higher wisdom to enter. This isn't just about relaxing. It's about deliberately opening yourself to the infinite intelligence that flows through everything. Think of your mind as a container. When it's full of your own thoughts and efforts, there's no space for divine inspiration. But when you empty yourself of mental stress and stop desperately grasping for ideas, you become a clear channel. Universal wisdom can flow right through you. This connection gets stronger with practice and trust. Every time you let go of control and open yourself to guidance, you strengthen the bond. As you deepen your connection with the infinite mind, something amazing happens. Ideas, solutions, and insights start flowing to you. They don't come through force or struggle. They come through simply allowing them in. The secret is developing a quiet confidence. You need to know that all the wisdom you seek already exists. It's out there in the universal field of consciousness, just waiting for you to tune in. When you become still, you can tap into this endless source of knowledge. The infinite mind speaks in the silence between your thoughts. It shares its wisdom with those who learn how to listen. Here's the thing. You don't have to create wisdom. You just have to receive it. When you stop trying so hard to figure everything out on your own, you open yourself up. You let the natural flow of universal intelligence come through. Here's a simple ritual to connect with the infinite mind. Find a peaceful spot and get comfortable. Close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, and with each exhale, let go of any mental tension. Feel yourself becoming still, like a calm pool of water. Let go of trying to think or create anything. Just rest in awareness. Know that the infinite mind is all around you and within you. Let your thoughts settle naturally. This creates space for higher wisdom to come through. If questions or worries pop up, offer them to the universal intelligence. Don't strain for answers. Trust that guidance will flow naturally through your quiet mind. Stay in this receptive state for several minutes. Practice listening instead of seeking. Let me tell you about synchronicities. Those signs from the universe. There was once a merchant named Ibrahim who traveled ancient trading routes. He was good at business, but something inside him wanted more meaning in life. Every morning, white doves would gather near his window. They seemed to point him toward different paths than his usual routes. At first, Ibrahim ignored these gentle hints from the universe, but whenever he stuck to his regular path, things went wrong. A bridge would collapse, a gate would be closed. Yet on days when he followed where the doves pointed, amazing things happened. He'd find a rare manuscript that made him wealthy. He'd meet a wise teacher by chance, or he'd discover a marketplace that desperately needed what he was selling. Through experiences like these, you start to understand how the universe communicates. The world doesn't just speak through words and thoughts, it speaks through patterns, coincidences, and signs that keep showing up. These synchronicities guide you toward your highest good. These synchronicities pop up as natural signs that you're in sync with the universe's flow. When you set an intention, the universe answers back through a web of meaningful connections. You'll see repeated numbers catching your eye. Chance meetings open new doors. Recurring themes light up your path. Like Ibrahim, you might doubt these subtle messages at first, but once you tune into them, you'll discover an intricate tapestry of guidance woven right through your daily life. Each synchronicity is like a gentle whisper from the universe. It's confirming your direction or suggesting new possibilities. These signs often come in clusters, multiple references to an idea you've been thinking about, several unrelated people mentioning the same opportunity. These patterns aren't just coincidence. They're evidence of the universe orchestrating circumstances to support your growth and evolution. Your job is to stay aware and open to these divine arrangements. When you notice recurring patterns or meaningful coincidences, pause, reflect on what they mean. What message might the universe be sending? What direction are these signs pointing to? Synchronicities light the way when you trust the universe's language of signs. As you become more aware of these cosmic signals, you develop deeper trust in universal guidance. Each synchronicity you recognize strengthens your connection to the invisible threads weaving through existence. They lead you towards your highest good. Try this ritual of discovery, the Synchronicity Journal. Carry a small notebook just for recording synchronicities in your daily life. Each evening, reflect on patterns you've noticed. Write down recurring numbers, symbols, or themes that showed up throughout your day. Note chance encounters that turned out to be meaningful. Document unexpected connections that emerged. Don't judge these occurrences, simply observe them. Over time, patterns will emerge. You'll see the subtle ways the universe guides your journey. Let this practice deepen your trust in divine timing and universal support. Chapter 15. Balancing Inner Energies, Cultivating a Magnetic Personality. In a bustling corporate office, a young executive named Sarah commanded her team with unwavering determination. Her drive for success brought results, yet something felt missing. Her employees completed. She got things done quickly, but her heart wasn't really in it. Opportunities kept slipping away no matter how hard she tried. Then, one afternoon at a leadership conference, Sarah noticed Elena. This famous business leader had something special. When Elena walked into a room, everything changed. She wasn't loud or pushy like the other speakers. Instead, she moved with a quiet confidence that drew people in. She really listened when people talked. She was strong, but also kind. People flocked to her like moths to a flame. Sarah had to know her secret. After the conference, she approached Elena. "Your influence seems so natural," Sarah said. Elena smiled and shared something that would change everything Sarah thought she knew about real power. Through Elena's teaching, you learned something powerful. True influence comes from balancing opposite forces inside yourself. Like day and night, these energies work together to attract abundance. Think of it this way. There's a masculine force. It's all about action. It pushes you forward, sets boundaries, and turns ideas into reality. But here's the thing. Too much of this force makes you rigid. It actually pushes away the very opportunities you're trying to grab. Then there's feminine energy. This one's different. It's about being open, trusting your gut, and building real connections with people. It sparks creativity and helps relationships grow. But by itself, it might not have enough structure to make your dreams come true. The magic happens when these energies dance together inside you. You learn to mix being assertive with showing empathy, taking action with taking a breath, giving with receiving. This creates an energy field around you that naturally pulls people in. It shows up in simple ways. You know when to speak up and when to zip it, when to push hard and when to let things flow, when to take charge and when to support others. Like Elena, you start showing both strength and softness. You become someone people trust, someone opportunities find. When masculine and feminine energies unite within you, they create a magnetic force. Abundance follows naturally. Your journey starts with paying attention. Notice when you're leaning too hard one way. Maybe you're pushing too aggressively toward your goals. Or maybe you're being too passive when opportunity knocks. As you find your balance, your natural magnetism comes alive. Take a moment each evening to think about your day in terms of energy. Use your journal to create 2 columns, one for active force and another for receptive flow. Under each column, jot down times when you showed these energies. Maybe you took strong action or really listened to someone. Look for patterns where things felt out of balance or where there was harmony. Pick one scenario for tomorrow where you can adjust your energy consciously. Perhaps soften your approach in a tough chat, or hold your ground when you usually give in. With this practice, you'll gradually learn to embody balanced power in every situation. Now, let's talk about doubt and faith in the unseen. There's a story of a climber named Thomas. He didn't just face the huge peaks outside. He tackled the bigger mountains in his mind. When he stood at the base of Mount Everest, ready for his first solo climb, doubt hit him hard, heavier than his gear. Every step up made him hear those nagging thoughts. You're not ready. Others have failed. What makes you different? The cold wind seemed to carry his fears, wrapping around him like chains. But then, halfway up on a narrow ledge, something inside him changed. As he paused to breathe, he remembered his mentor's words. The mountain doesn't bow to doubt. It responds to unwavering faith. In that moment, Thomas began a different climb, one within himself. With every step, he switched his thoughts from doubt to affirming his capabilities. "I am ready," he whispered against the wind. "I am strong. I deserve this summit." He discovered that his biggest enemy wasn't the mountain. It was his own hesitation. As his inner talk shifted from fear to faith, he moved with more confidence and his choices became clearer. The mountain, once an enemy, now became a partner on his journey. You see, the power of unwavering faith can conquer physical challenges too. Just like Thomas, on his solo trek, you face your own mountains, peaks of potential that feel unreachable simply because doubt gets in the way. Remember, doubt is just a veil hiding the infinite potential inside you. When you pick faith over fear, trust over worry, the universe aligns to help you rise. This isn't just about being optimistic. It's a core truth of how things come into being. Just like Thomas found his inner strength by making conscious choices, you also have the power to turn doubt into solid faith. Each moment gives you the chance to make a new choice, to step away from the limiting comfort zone and leap into endless possibilities. Believing in yourself is the bridge between what you want and what you can make real. Your transformation starts with one step, the choice to trust your own power and the unwavering support of the universe. Here's a simple exercise to ground you. Take a quiet moment and create a special space just for yourself. Grab a fresh piece of paper and a pen. These tools will help you change your life. Write a letter to yourself, dated 1 year from today. In this letter, thank yourself for the strength and faith that got you through tough times. Detail the accomplishments that your unshakable belief made possible. Write as if everything you wish for has already happened. Seal the letter in an envelope with today's date on it and place it somewhere you'll see every day. Let it be a reminder of your commitment to choosing faith over doubt. Each time you see that envelope, silently renew your trust in how perfectly the universe unfolds. Now, let's talk about shaping your reality. There's a powerful story about success that I want to share. Michael was a young entrepreneur who experienced 3 failed businesses, each disappointment leaving marks on his spirit. But within those failures were the seeds of his biggest success. One night, while cleaning out his office after his latest venture's end, he found an old book hidden behind a shelf. It talked about the strength of vision, not just dreams, but vivid images held firmly in your mind. Inspired, Michael collected magazines, photos, and words, creating a dream business collage on his wall. Each morning he stood in front of this vision board, taking in every detail, from the sleek office to the happy clients, from innovative products to the exact revenue he aimed for. What started as a simple collection became his guiding light. As time went by, Michael started to see his ideas turn into a living guide of what could be. He noticed small changes in the choices he made. He began to say no to opportunities that didn't fit his vision, even when money pressures tried to pull him in another direction. He looked for mentors who had the right expertise to help him with different parts of his plan. His talk shifted from dwelling on past mistakes to focusing on future possibilities. In just a few months, things started to align. A former co-worker connected him with an investor who had the same interests as he did. An office space popped up, looking exactly like what he had envisioned months earlier. One by one, the pieces of his vision board turned into reality. You see, having a vision is more than just daydreaming. It can actually shape your reality. When you hold onto a clear and strong image of what you want, the universe starts to arrange things to fit this inner picture. Ancient wisdom tells us that every significant achievement began as a vivid idea in someone's mind. This visualization isn't just about thinking positively. It creates a pull that attracts opportunities, resources, and partners to your goals. Success leaves hints, and those who master manifestation know that detailed visualization is the groundwork for creation. By keeping a lively picture of your desired outcome, you train your subconscious to spot and grab opportunities that match your vision. A clearly defined vision serves as the mold for reality. Through focused visualization, you tap into the universe's creative energy, setting off events that can turn your mental picture into tangible results. Now, let's talk about crafting your vision blueprint. Grab a big piece of paper or a board and divide it into 3 parts: being, doing, and having. In the Being section, put images and words that embody the person you want to become, your character, values, and growth. In Doing, visualize the actions and experiences that will fill your life. And for Having, lay out the specific results and achievements you want. Include details like dates, numbers, locations, and sensory experiences. Write powerful statements in the present tense. Act as if you've already achieved these goals. Keep this vision blueprint where you'll see it every day, letting it sink deep into your mind and guide your decisions toward making it all real. In the heart of creativity, there's a story that shows how powerful rituals can be. An artist named Sarah found this out on her own journey of awakening. Each morning, as the sun lit up the sky with soft colors, Sarah would step into her studio. Before she even picked up a brush, she had a routine that seemed ordinary to others, but was packed with meaning for her. First, she'd light 3 candles, one for inspiration, one for clarity, and another for divine guidance. With calm, careful movements, she arranged her brushes in a perfect circle, representing the endless flow of creativity. Then she'd stand still, palms up, ready to soak in the energy from above. At first, these steps felt like simple habits, but as days turned into weeks, something amazing happened. Her paintings started to glow in a way that felt connected to something deeper than her own thoughts. Clients commented on an unexplainable energy that seemed to come from her work. Her ritual had turned into a link between the physical world and the spiritual realm of creation. There's a meaningful truth in these ancient practices. Rituals are the vessels that let divine energy flow into our everyday lives. By creating a sacred space with intentional actions, you open yourself up to higher guidance for your projects. Every big act of creation in history was preceded by some form of ritual, standing as a preparation to align your energy with universal forces, which helps in manifesting your dreams. Through rituals, you can turn everyday moments into special chances for connection and creation. The magic of rituals isn't just in what you do, but in the intention and respect behind each action. Every small gesture becomes a prayer, every movement a statement of purpose. By establishing these meaningful patterns in your day-to-day life, you build a solid energy base supporting your hopes and wishes. Sacred rituals connect our human actions to divine creation. When you actively engage with rituals, you open doors to higher consciousness, allowing universal wisdom to flow through you and take shape in the physical world. For your own sacred practice, choose a specific time and place for your daily ritual, and start by picking 3 symbolic actions that reflect your deepest intentions. Set up a candle alongside some meaningful items or perform specific actions. Jot down what each action means and make sure it connects to what you want to achieve. Try this ritual every day, staying fully engaged and aware. Let each movement serve as a bridge between your everyday life and deeper guidance. With regular practice, this ritual will become a strong tool for manifesting your intentions into reality. In a small cafe, tucked away from the city's hustle, there was a writer named Marcus. He stared at his laptop, stuck in a familiar fog of creative block. Day in and day out, he struggled to find the right words. Doubt filled his mind, making it hard to write. One day, seeking a break, he went to the local library and met an elderly librarian. She noticed his frustration and silently placed an old journal on his table. Inside that worn book, Marcus found the wisdom of a sage who talked about tapping into the great mind, a universal well of knowledge and creativity. The sage said that when your mind is calm, inspiration flows like water from an endless spring. Curious but doubtful, Marcus began to practice quiet moments before writing. At first, it felt strange. He was used to pushing words out forcefully, but as he kept trying, something amazing happened. Ideas started to flow easily, almost as if they were given to him rather than created by him. His writing gained a richness and clarity that surprised him, coming from something beyond his usual thoughts. The great mind is an endless source of wisdom, available to anyone who learns to quiet their thoughts and listen patiently. This universal consciousness holds all knowledge, all possibilities, and all creative potential. By stilling your mind, you allow this divine intelligence to move through you. Imagine your mind like a radio. When it's filled with static from worries and chatter, the signal gets fuzzy. But in those clear moments when the noise fades, you can tune in to higher wisdom. Practicing this stillness opens the channel between your conscious mind and the infinite intelligence around you. You tap into not just creativity, but deep insights for every part of life. The secret is giving up the need to force ideas. Instead, open yourself up to let universal wisdom flow through you. This takes trust in the process and patience in practicing stillness. In the quiet between your thoughts, divine wisdom speaks. This truth encourages you to stop struggling and create from your limited resources. By connecting to the endless source of creativity, you find a never-ending stream of inspiration and insight. Here's a simple practice. Find a quiet spot where you won't be disturbed for 10 minutes each day. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Let your thoughts drift by without clinging to them. As your mind quiets, picture yourself open to receiving guidance from the vast intelligence out there. Don't push too hard to listen or understand. Just stay open and aware. When insights come, allow them to flow naturally. Don't force or overthink. Keep a journal nearby to jot down any wisdom or inspiration that surfaces during these quiet moments. Now, let's talk about gratitude. In a bustling market, a merchant named Sarah ran her little shop, selling handmade goods. She used to thrive, but then new competitors popped up, and expenses kept rising. Each morning she would open her doors feeling heavier, worried about dwindling sales and growing bills. One day, while sorting through her stock, she stumbled upon an old brass key with a note attached. It read, "The key to abundance isn't about what you lack, but what you already have." At first, Sarah brushed off the message, but later an elderly customer noticed her worries. The woman shared a simple practice that turned her life around in tough times. Each night, she wrote down 3 blessings, no matter how small. This practice opened doors she never knew were there. Sarah was skeptical, but decided to give it a try. She started listing her daily blessings, loyal customers who still came by, her skills to create beautiful items, and the roof over her shop that kept her dreams safe. As days went by, something changed in her. She began welcoming customers with real warmth, finding joy in crafting new pieces and cherishing the little moments that made each day special. Gratitude has a unique power. It's a universal law that can change your reality when you appreciate what you have. When you focus on the things you value, you tap into an ancient principle that brings more abundance into your life. Gratitude acts like magic, turning scarcity into plenty, fear into faith, and limits into possibilities. It goes beyond just positive thinking. It shifts your energy and aligns you with the natural flow of abundance in the universe. When you express genuine gratitude for what you already have, you become a magnet for attracting more good things. This principle works like math. What you appreciate grows. By practicing gratitude, you shift your focus from what's lacking to the countless blessings surrounding you. This new perspective opens up pathways for even more abundance to flow into your life. Gratitude transforms seeds of desire into full blooms of fulfillment, reminding you that appreciation bridges your current life and your dreams. To practice gratitude, start a gratitude journal. Each evening, write down 3 specific things you genuinely appreciate. Pay attention to the details that make each entry meaningful, from big achievements to simple joys. As you write, let yourself truly feel grateful for each one. Allow that appreciation to fill you up, knowing it creates a magnetic pull for greater abundance. Now let's shift to a story. In a quiet mountain temple, there was a young martial artist named Jin. He trained hard, eager to prove himself. His moves were sharp, but his mind was always racing, filled with frustration whenever he stumbled. One morning, as he practiced alone, his master arrived. Jin's strikes were intense but wild. The master sat quietly, watching Jin's growing agitation. After a while, he called Jin over to sit by a small pond. Together they sat and observed the water. The pond was calm, like a perfect mirror. Then the master tossed in a small pebble, causing ripples that messed up the reflection. He said, "Your mind is just like this water. When it's stirred up, it shows a warped reality. But watch what happens when we just observe. The ripples fade away, and the water becomes perfectly still again, reflecting the sky clearly." This simple lesson was the start of Jin's true understanding. Instead of reacting straight away to feelings during his training, he learned to pause and observe them. When frustration bubbled up, he would take a moment, noticing the emotion without getting tangled up in it. In doing this, he found that observation creates a space between feeling and action. You have this ability too, the power of observation. It's a precious gift that lets you see your inner world without being completely taken over by it. This age-old wisdom tells us that true mastery begins when you can observe yourself, being both a participant and a witness in the great dance of creation. When you take the stance of the observer, you tap into a deeper wisdom. From this view, you can spot the patterns that shape your reality, understanding how your thoughts and feelings impact your creative power. The observer inside you is like a steadfast lighthouse, unmoved by life's storms. This watchful presence helps you face challenges with grace, letting you choose your response rather than just reacting. The ability to create flows through the channel of clear observation. This timeless truth shows that your power to manifest desires grows when you first find inner stillness through observing. When you practice this, you gain the clarity needed to direct your creative energy with intention. Here's a ritual for discovery. Set aside some time each day to practice observing. Find a quiet spot where you can sit without interruptions. Start by focusing on your breath, and then let your awareness expand to include your thoughts and feelings as they come. Notice each one without trying to change or judge it. Just acknowledge its presence, like watching clouds drift across the sky. This practice strengthens your role as the observer, building a solid foundation for you as a conscious creator of your reality. Now let's move on to Chapter 22, Embracing the Unknown Courageously. In a bustling marketplace, in a faraway land, there was a young merchant named Arya. Arya felt a strange attraction to an old map in a vintage shop. She had a cozy life trading familiar goods, but something inside her whispered of greater possibilities. The map pointed to a faraway mountain pass that led to an unnamed valley. Despite the warnings about leaving her steady business, Arya felt a strong urge to follow this path. She gathered her courage and stepped into the unknown. The journey tested her willpower. Each step took her deeper away from what she knew. Still, that inner voice kept urging her to move forward. After days of traveling, she stumbled upon a hidden valley filled with rare healing herbs, plants she'd never seen in her years of trading. Captivated, Arya spent time learning from the valley's inhabitants about these unique plants and their properties. What began as an unexplainable journey turned into a passionate quest for healing knowledge. Her purpose shifted from trading regular goods to offering these incredible remedies to those in need. Just like Arya, you also have an inner wisdom that nudges you toward uncharted paths. The universe sends gentle signals, inviting you to step beyond your comfort zone. When you pay attention to these nudges, you open doors to opportunities your logical mind might never think of. Courage isn't about being fearless. It's about choosing to move forward despite fear. Every step into the unknown carries the potential for transformation. Although the unknown seems empty, it's often the richest ground for growth. Your greatest chances lie just beyond your comfort zone. The universe is here to guide you toward your best path, but you have to take that first step. Like Arya, your willingness to explore unfamiliar territory may help you uncover hidden gifts. The unknown holds the keys to your highest potential. This timeless truth reminds you that growth requires journeying into new spaces. By embracing uncertainty with an open heart, you allow the universe to reveal paths that remained hidden from where you used to stand. Now, it's time for a little ritual of discovery. Think about an area in your life where you feel drawn to take a leap into the unknown. Write down a specific action that makes your heart race with both excitement and a bit of fear. Maybe it's sharing your art, speaking your truth to someone meaningful, or going after a new opportunity. Take a moment to create a simple ceremony as you make this commitment. Light a candle, hold something meaningful, or just pause in silence to honor your courage. Promise yourself to take action in the next lunar cycle, trusting that the universe will support you. In a quiet workshop, tucked away among ancient trees, there was a young woodworker named Marcus. For 7 years he worked with his master, soaking up lessons, practicing techniques, and learning how wood responded to his touch. But even as his skills grew, he found himself constantly looking to his master for approval before finishing any piece. One day, his master gave him a unique challenge: create a masterpiece without asking for help. Marcus felt a twinge of doubt, but something had changed within him. Standing before the raw wood, all the lessons he'd learned came rushing back. His hands moved gracefully, guided by the wood's natural grain. Each cut and curve flowed effortlessly from a deeper understanding. In that moment, Marcus realized he was one with his craft. The teachings were alive in his movements, flowing without conscious thought. When his master returned, he found not just a beautiful piece, but a changed apprentice. Finally, the master smiled and said, "You've become your knowledge." This story holds a core truth about your journey. The wisdom you've gained needs to move beyond just knowing. It must become part of who you are. True mastery happens when what you know shifts from something you do to something you embody. The universe responds not to your knowledge, but to who you've become. When manifestation principles flow through you as naturally as breathing, you don't need to think about them. They just are. Think about a dancer who moves effortlessly without counting steps, or how you speak your first language without referring to rules. That same ease is available to you in the art of conscious creation. Each principle you've learned can become a natural part of your being. Mastery flourishes when wisdom becomes your nature. The final step in your transformation is letting these sacred lessons settle deep within you. When you truly embody these teachings, that's when they come to life. Every thought and action you take naturally connects with the laws of manifestation. Start by picking one key idea from these teachings that truly resonates with you. It could be the strength of strong belief, the skill of visualization, or the practice of gratitude. For the next lunar cycle, commit to living this principle in every moment until it feels as easy as breathing. Create a symbol or gesture that represents this idea. Touch that symbol or perform that gesture every morning to remind yourself to embody this wisdom throughout your day. Let it ground you, making this principle a part of who you are. Now, let's dive into a story about manifesting in unity with the universe. In a quiet garden on the edge of a busy city, an old gardener named Thomas uncovered a truth that changed everything for him. Every morning he entered his garden at sunrise, greeting each plant like an old friend. While others saw just flowers and vegetables, Thomas recognized living beings, each with its own rhythm and needs. One tough season, his garden faced an infestation that threatened to wipe out all his hard work. Instead of reaching for harsh chemicals, Thomas chose to listen. He spent time with each struggling plant, observing its challenges and understanding its role in the bigger picture. From this close connection, he learned that the garden was teaching him about balance. By nurturing the helpful insects that naturally kept the harmful ones in check, and understanding how certain plants protected others, Thomas worked with nature's wisdom. He brought harmony back to his garden. His vegetables thrived like never before, and his flowers bloomed with incredible vibrancy. You have this same ability to create in harmony with the forces around you. The universe is a web of energy, where every action impacts the whole. When you align your creative power with this universal flow, manifestation shifts from personal gain to a way of supporting all life. True creation comes from realizing your role as a co-creator with the universe. Just as Thomas learned to work with the natural intelligence of his garden, you too must align your desires with the greater good for everyone. This doesn't take away from your dreams. It makes them bigger by linking them to something larger than yourself. Think about how your intentions can spread out, touching many lives. When you manifest from this deeper awareness, you tap into the universe's endless creative power. Your desires turn into seeds that, when nurtured with intention, blossom into blessings that benefit many. Everything you create can be a gift to the world. This teaching shows that the strongest manifestations happen when your personal happiness aligns with what's good for everyone. By seeing yourself as part of a bigger picture, you unlock the chance to make changes that echo far beyond your immediate surroundings. Now let's dive into the practice of discovery and harmonious creation. Find a quiet spot where you can connect with your true intentions. Picture your desire as a glowing seed in your heart. Imagine how this light could grow to help others. Maybe your success allows you to support your community, or your joy lifts up those around you. Write down your intention, clearly noting how reaching it will help both your growth and the well-being of others. Keep this intention somewhere visible, reminding you that you're not creating alone, but in sacred partnership with everything around you. As we close these sacred pages, you've walked an ancient path, uncovering wisdom that has turned seekers into creators throughout history. Standing on this threshold between what was and what's coming, take a moment to appreciate the profound journey you've made. The insights you carry were once kept from those thought not ready to handle their strength, but here you are, showing you're worthy through your commitment and openness to wisdom that goes beyond the ordinary. Every chapter has peeled back another layer of the universe's deepest secrets, guiding you from uncertainty to mastering your creative energy. Recall your first encounter with these teachings, the spark in your soul when you learned that belief could reshape reality. Remember the moment you realized your thoughts weren't just quiet whispers, but powerful forces that shape creation. Reflect on how your views have changed as you've learned to see the world with new eyes filled with possibility. Take a moment now to identify which teachings really touched your spirit. Maybe it was visualization that opened up new possibilities for you, or perhaps it was energy alignment that taught you how to sync up with the universe. Whatever spoke to your soul knows that these are the tools designed just for your journey. The universe has led you to this knowledge for a reason. You're now a keeper of these powerful truths, not just for your own growth, but for uplifting everyone around you. As you put these teachings into action, you become a living example of what's possible. You shine a light for others who are looking for their own awakening. Remember, mastery isn't about reaching a final destination. It's a journey of everyday improvement. Each day brings fresh chances to apply these ideas, deepen your understanding, and strengthen your bond with the universe's creative forces. Let these teachings guide you as you move forward. Turn to them when you need direction, lean on their wisdom during tough times, and let their truths light your path ahead. You've been introduced to knowledge that's changed many lives throughout history. Now it's your chance to embody these truths and create the reality you're meant to live. If you found this audiobook valuable, you'll love the next book I've picked out for you. It has the potential to change your life.